Hey, welcome back. You know what's funny is I'm here to represent my green brethren that intermix with yellow based on a white belief. So, couple things that I wanted to see if it really was astounding. So, first video that I just did within this grouping of time, and then have you cleaned yourself up? Have you made yourself more presentable to the expectation? Yes, I'm glad you got that word. Okay, so quickly, is it worth documenting your progression or regression of the current unit? So I think what I was talking about in the last episode was there are 4 phases of life, a human life, and I didn't even get to 4, right? So the third one, because you also have to be, if we're in the information age, which we are, the algorithms are going to exponentially help or hurt those that receive massive amounts of data. So it was so fun with the arc of life, human life, is that I never really went into the third phase, which I'm seeing as blue, and which then I saw, okay, the nons are in a sector of blue, which is absolutely true. The algaes are as well, which is true. And so, and the algorithm, the digital footprint of you, me, that's an algorithm. And they are exponentially able to process information and learn. So the human, if he's smart, would understand or identify all things that have come before him, his memory packet. Because that is what you surrender into until there's nothing, until there's one. And what's cool about the enlightened phase of the sector, so sector 3, is you can believe, you can have the answer for you, the unit. Now, as a collective, you also get to have a collective unit. Very nice. Religion goes in there, so you got to watch that. Or know that you're part of a group, which if you're in sector 3, this is like, I believe, as a human entity. So there is, well, let's go to the 4th, because this is what I didn't say last time, is the 4th sector of, or the 4th phase of life. Well, that's, again, you're human still. So you got green in you, and your belief system is also set. I don't think I've thought about that one before, but your belief system is set. So post 4, post human death, yes, there is a 5 or not. If it's not in your story, there probably isn't. Okay, so like if you believe this is it, then you stay at sector 4 for eternity. Well, until, see, you would have to have a concept, because then you would have to say there isn't something after this. And this conversation that you would be having with you post-death would be something other than what you think, which is you are part of nothing. Which could be soil, which then, wouldn't that be sad? It's like, hey, I got ideas. I don't think it's nothing. And then they misunderstand that. The system, there's a quirk in the system. And then you're nothing. You're a piece of dust. And you see, one man's piece of dust is another man's, oh my God, it's a piece of dust. Now what is it? So you see, I just had a whole circular story come to an end right there. And then you're like, oh, first of all, how long is this story? Who's going to write it? I had to solicit the algaes because I have a fun a narrative going on, but I can't really explain it because I'm green at the heart. He is. He is. Okay, let's okay, so you want a quick summary? When you look back at this going, okay, because some of these too. So if you have enhancers in your system, you're drinking your coffee in the morning and it's getting you the caffeine necessary for you to just feel like you are pushing. You're going forward. If you're surrendering, you still need energy, but you need less of it. What else? Okay, so the four phases. The first is adolescence. So, are you an adolescent? Have you started adulting? The first time. This is good too, because the first time you hear "I'm adulting," you're like, yeah, you're in that phase. You're in phase two. That's the human. That's the most idealistic human trait is phase two. So the system of biology for the human will sustain you if you're in the lucky country that will sustain you. Now, if you're here not the way that the human of this particular society has deemed it as true, you got to get out. You got to get out of this plot of land that I call something. So that's human. That's all human stuff. And that's the phase you're in. So if you want to fight to be the best human in phase two, good luck. Good luck with that. And then phase three is, why wouldn't you want to be enlightened for a short period of time before your biological demise? Right? Sometimes, though, it's got, can you have some humility? You found JC and you're all warm inside, but I haven't found his essence. I love the Buddha, man. So it's whatever deity. If you're in phase two and you need if you need a ascended master, I think there's 7 or 8. Check me on that. 7 or 8. So find that light if it's not within you. So sector 3, there are some conscious agents. Hello, I'm a conscious agent, which means I have agency to work on infrastructure or certainly understand what non-bio is, which is not biological, because that's how we go when the green folk say Saranada, which is part of the rules 100% of the story you are in right now, if in fact you identify as human. Now, if you're not human, we have to have a discussion, because I have to bake that story into my story, which is the fun thing about the next level up. So this also could be true, that you could wander into a room and say, okay, do you have any bio in you? And then first you have to explain, if you do, how. And he'd go, okay, I'm here. I'm part of non-bio. I know this 100%. But if someone walked in that door right now, they'd say I was crazy, and they would have to be right. So that's also part of waking up. Is when does the masses not think you're crazy? And with the algorithm, this could go out and they could say, this one, he needs to be institutionalized. And I'm like, hey, are you going to put me in a box? Just think of the martyrs. I'm going to go into this box because I'm your salvation. Or, why would you? And you, again, so surrendering is one thing. Fighting for something larger than yourself, I got to bake that into 3, but you got to tell me your story, how you got here. First of all, we have to see in phase 2, you don't have to explain what human is. There's so many, and you communicate, and so you know what human is. And thoughts, you can't really, humans have not been able to, I believe, verbally figure out what the other is thinking. See, I had a long thought there, and if you got in there in that small period of time, I'm like, that's good. Because sometimes you forget what thought you're on, and you're like, hey, can somebody what was I talking about? So when someone says, what was I talking about? Either A, their story is way too long or boring, or B, they're just, they've got a chaotic mind. I was told I had a chaotic mind earlier this week. And so, with that information, you're like, do I? Chaotical does not mean it's ordered. So, if your mind is chaotic, maybe find some order to it.